This video will help give you a quick overview of all the functionality in ClashMarker, as well as cover a few tips and tricks for using it in your favorite design suite. Let's get started by breaking down the different parts of the ClashMarker UI. First, we have the drop-down for selecting your design suite. This is a mandatory drop-down that tells ClashMarker which design program you are going to be doing your Clash resolution in. Next, we have the file selection portion of the UI. Here, you will use the Browse button to select Clash reports exported by Navisworks or viewpoint reports exported by the ClashMarker Navisworks plugin. When a Clash report is imported, the UI will look similar to this. In Box 1, you will see the name of the file you imported. Box 2 is a drop-down that denotes whether the file is a Clash report or viewpoint report. ClashMarker has built-in functionality to differentiate between the two, so you won't really need to touch this drop-down. Finally, Box 3 denotes the type of block or family that will be used to mark the clashes from this report. If your file name denotes the type of block to use, ClashMarker will automatically set this dropdown, but you can still change it to whatever block you would like to use. When a viewpoint report is imported, the UI will look similar to this. Boxes 1 and 2 serve the same function as previously discussed. However, you'll notice Box 3 is a new dropdown, and the drop-down for selecting your chosen block or family is now in Box 4. Box 3 is a drop-down full of all the viewpoint folders found in the viewpoint report. If you have 5 viewpoint folders that you exported from Navisworks, this drop-down will contain the names of the 5 folders. You will use the drop-down to select a folder from the list that contains the viewpoints you wanted to mark in your design suite. Now we can look at the Options section of the ClashMarker UI. This section mainly contains options utilized for projects with Navisworks models that aren't located at the typical XYZ origin. Selecting the Custom Navisworks Transform option allows you to enter the transform values for your specific project. Each dimension has separate boxes for inches and feet. These boxes should only contain numeric values pertaining to the values of the transform. All inch values that include fractions like 5 1/8 of an inch should be converted into its decimal equivalent of 5.125 inches. Selecting the Custom Navisworks Rotation option allows you to enter a rotation value for your specific project. Your rotation value should be in degrees and in a decimal format. The last option you can use is the Scale Blocks Down by 50% option. This option is not available for Revit, but allows other software suites to shrink the blocks to 50% of their original size. This is useful on projects that are smaller and more compact. To wrap up the video, we'd like to share a few tips to avoid common errors that you may run into that can easily be resolved on your own. In AutoCAD and BricsCAD, avoid covering your command bar with anything, including the ClashMarker window. You can use ClashMarker on a second monitor if you have one. If you don't, just make sure your command bar isn't obstructed, or you will run into a "could not find the command bar" error. This error is resolved by simply moving the ClashMarker window or whatever else may be obstructing the command bar. When marking viewpoints, a Clash Notes file will be generated that outlines the instruction for each viewpoint. This file will always be saved at the location of the file or files you imported into ClashMarker. For Revit users, since you will use ClashMarker in combination with our Revit plugin, ClashMarker will always generate a CM file for you to import into Revit. That CM file will always be generated at the location of the file or files you imported into ClashMarker. Our final tip relates to custom rotation values you may use in ClashMarker. ClashMarker rotations follow a counterclockwise rotation system. So if your clashes or viewpoints have a custom rotation and are not coming into your project correctly, it's possible your rotation is following a clockwise rotation system. To resolve this issue, simply take your rotation value and subtract it from 360 to get the correct rotation value. This concludes the ClashMarker walkthrough video, and we hope it gave you all the information you may need to get started with ClashMarker. If you have any questions or issues, please reach out to contact@tps-technology.com.